having a good design is good, obviously.
We as humans love attractive things.
Majestic architecture, stylish clothes, handsome men and beautiful women. All of these things make our brain turn into the neuron activation mode.
So that's why I'm trying to make my videos look cool and consistent. So you would say, bro, are you really spending like 3 weeks just to make one single video? Bro, find a job. But I have a job, find another one.
Design is truly an art, but also it's an instrument.
An instrument in the hands of greedy capitalists who just want to make money out of your weaknesses.
Here is how it works. When in the grocery store we look at the product that we have never tried before, we don't really know how good it is, but we still have to make a choice. Let's say there are 2 energy drinks in front of us. The can on the left has boring ass design, while the design of the other one on the right is colorful, unique and appealing. Even if they cost the same, our hand is subconsciously reaching out the can on the right. It might be actually not that good as the energy drink on the left, but we most likely will never try it, because it looks repulsive and its design gives this cheap bad quality vibe.
But design is not all about just making things look cool, it's also about making things convenient.
So today I want to focus more on the one specific area in the graphic design, UX and UI. What are those 4 magic letters? Let me explain. UX stands for user experience. It defines the whole process of users' interaction with the interface. How understandable, logical, quick and simple it is. If while using the app you think of how convenient and intuitive it is, you gotta thank the UX designer. If while using the app you think what drug did the developer was high of while making this app, you also know who is the one to thank.
In a great UX design, the user is able to find any information or function he needs without any googling.
Like, I still can't remember how to find my Steam trade link, so I have to Google it every single time. Most of the times, bad UX design comes from the bad research or not having a consistent structure of the app, which in UX design is called user flow. Without a proper structure, designer might find themselves placing new elements randomly without any logic, leading to a situation where user just can't find what they need. UI stands for user interface. It defines how this interface looks. When we think of interface design, we imagine UI. Colors, fonts, animations, overall style, all of this is UI. Next time you go, damn, this app looks so stylish, or what more made this app, why it's so ugly and lifeless? You know who is responsible for that. People who are just starting out in design often make the mistake of doing the visual part first. Like, when you're building a house, it is obvious that you will first make the blueprints, lay the foundation and make the frame, and only after that you're gonna deal with the exterior and interior design. If you just throw a bunch of walls and furniture together without a frame, no wonder your so-called house is just a messy trash yard and also you're fired. That's why when it comes to interface design, you make a layout and a user flow first. It's your skeleton that you put the skin on. Wait, doesn't that sound weird? Okay, sorry for this metaphor, I definitely gotta read more books.
Both of these things don't work alone.
Great UI would be useless without good UX and vice versa. Making good UX UI design is crucial, that's for sure. It's the point of interaction between the user and the program. Give user a bad experience of interaction with the interface and they may never return to you because bro, this app sucks. As one of the examples how well made UX UI design affects your perception of the product, let's take my university's app. From the first glance you understand how bad it is. It's terrible in every possible way. It's ugly to say the least. What the hell? No, what the fuck is this? What those icons even mean? Every student I asked, they had no idea unless they clicked on them and memorized. Why 2 of these icons do the exact same sending to the main menu? And where did the grid go? Why this side menu just duplicate all of the buttons from the main menu? Why there is no grades and grades panel? So many questions but not that many answers.
Obviously, when I had seen it, my first reaction was hell nah, but my second thought was, what if I redesign this app and make something that would not make user want to drop out of university? As I did. Yes, I did drop out of the university just several weeks ago, but hey, that's a whole different story that I'm gonna tell someone in the future. And no, I didn't drop out just because of the bad app. It would be fine though.
Anyway, in October I spent some time working on my own view of this app and I made this. As you can see, I turned this ugliness into something that looks cleaner and modern. Now all of the elements follow the same rules. Nothing is too out of place. This design doesn't look like it was made by an IT nerd from 1995. Now it looks like it was made by a young California person sitting in a Starbucks with his laptop.
Unfortunately, it's not California, and it's not even Starbucks, it's Stars Coffee.
Obviously, I'm not a professional designer, I'm just a guy who loves to experiment in a bunch of different things, and if there are some actual designers in the comments, guys, I already know what you're gonna say. There are a ton of things to improve here, right? But what you cannot argue with is that this design is still way better than the actual one. This design shows you that this university actually cares about its image and reputation.
Unfortunately, in my case, when I showed this design concept to some people from the university administration, they have rejected it.
They said, yo, this design is really good and we appreciate the effort you put into making it, but we already have an app.
If you want to see a whole process of how I made this design and a review of what I think is the ideal university's app, just let me know down in the comments. Since on this channel we sometimes love to complain about the capitalism, here's the take for you. One of the main purposes of good UX UI design is to grab users' attention and make everything so user would enjoy staying in the app and not leaving it for as long as possible.
How do they do that? A plenty of ways.
We want to make a drama here, right? Let me try. Interface designers tend to go as far as to appeal to our primal nature.
Apparently, our brain is really good at spotting red color, not only because for the human eye red is the most easy to recognize color due to the long wavelength, and I told you about that so I could look more smart, but also because we're goddamn monkeys and perceive red color as the color for danger, and that's exactly why the notification badge is red. It would not be that annoying to look at the app with blue or green bubble at the top corner of it, but when it's red, you just want to get rid of this little nasty red bastard.
Or the whole concept of infinite feed page. It's a really smart decision. It's a convenient way to get new content without having to Google anything, and if combined with good algorithms, it's an ultimate addictive time killer. Unfortunately, this design led us to the one big problem: Generation Alpha. Now let's talk about UX UI design in games. The rules here are a bit different. I would say that making a great UX design for a game is a bit harder.
The main reason for this is that games are complicated systems that change every moment. In almost every game you have different things to keep track of, such as your health, abilities, cooldowns, minimap, etc. They are important and change every second, so you can't hide them. Therefore, these elements are always displayed. We call this heads-up display, or HUD for short. Other interface elements such as inventory, panels, settings, etc. are called front-end or menus, which is logical. While the flat vector style dominates in the app and web design, games are a bit different. Yes, they also tend to get more minimalistic, but since each game has its own style, atmosphere, settings, etc., UI should follow this. One of the best examples of good stylized game UI is Persona 5. It's good. While having a lot of visual effects and cartoonish decoration, this interface is still easy to understand and navigate through. Proper stylized design helps the game to be even more immersive. Here I should mention two approaches for games UI: diegetic and non-diegetic.
Kinda weird word that you probably hear for the first time in your life, right?
Diegetic interface means that the elements are implemented directly in the world of the game. My favorite example of that is Metro Exodus. The map here is not a fucking Google Maps with a lot of marked points of interest and navigation system. Instead, it's an actual in-game object, a hand-drawn map. When you open it, the world around you doesn't stop. The same thing with inventory and crafting. It's not an abstract screen, but a backpack that you place on the ground and open. This diegetic approach to the game makes it so damn immersive. If you never played Metro before, you definitely gotta give it a try. It's obviously not perfect, but damn, it's so freaking immersive. And just to give you more examples, Pip-Boy from Fallout is also a diegetic interface. In Dead Space, literally every element, even the ammo counter, is diegetic, which also makes you more immersed in this world.
But this approach works not for all genres. I can't really imagine using this approach for a strategy game.
In strategies, there are a lot of different resources to keep track of, a plenty of different options and other functions and metrics. The make everything as simple and not overwhelming as possible rule kinda breaks here. You can't just hide all of the options in one context menu. I mean, you can for sure, but that would be stupid because those are important for the game and player uses them a lot, and you just hiding them? Huh?
That's why one of the biggest challenges in creating games UI is to catch the balance between being informative enough and not being too overwhelming. As the conclusion, I want to say one really indisputable thing: having a good UX UI design is unarguably important. You have good clean design and people trust and like you more. You have bad outdated design and people not really enjoying dealing with you. But bro, this conclusion was so obvious from the beginning. Oopsie daisy, I guess I just stole 8 minutes of your time. Sorry for that.